I would rather choose Quant over Ethereum right now, even though nothing I say is financial advice. The reason why I would do that is because Ethereum currently, the price is over 4 grand, right? Over 4,000. If let's say some people are saying that, hey, the ceiling of Ethereum is maybe 10 grand for this cycle. Let's say maybe we assume that is the case. Ethereum from this point on, going to 10 grand is less than a 3x from here. Now, granted, I understand that Ethereum, a very popular layer 1 blockchain, of course, it's very famous, right? But then at the same time, I don't know why I'd be excited with something like that, because if let's say maybe Quant went to the price of $2,000, that's around an 18x from here. Now again, I'm not necessarily saying that it's 100% or something like that, because again, only time will tell if it ever even does. But then to me, just the idea of less than a 3x doesn't really excite me, even though only time will tell. But even besides that point, Quant going to 2 grand is not even something that I would think to be that ridiculous anyways, because arguably, if the market cap at that point, considering current circulating supply, is around 24 billion, which hypothetically it is, again, considering the price of 2,000, I don't view it as something that is too outlandish. I mean, we've seen like Dogecoin reach over $80 billion in market cap, and that was back in 2021. Right now, we supposedly have more crypto owners than ever before at over 600 million, and back then, during the peak of the 2021 bull run, around 300 million crypto owners. So to me, if let's say we did see a fully fledged altcoin season during this cycle, if it looked better than back then, it wouldn't surprise me, and I don't think that this market cap seems that ridiculous in the grand scheme of things. Now, if the market cap needed was like, 200 billion or something like that, then, I mean, come on. Even at that point, it's not even something I would even entertain, right? But then, again, around a 24 billion, it doesn't seem that ridiculous, but again, only time will tell. Now, why am I a fan of the fundamentals of Quant? The Quant network is made up of the Overledger OS and the Overledger network. And let me explain the Overledger OS real quick. It allows something called a multi-chain application to be built. So it's an application that is built on top of multiple blockchains. A certain blockchain, it may have its disadvantages despite its advantages. So what is a way to maybe, kind of supplement those disadvantages, or should I say make up for it? I would arguably say a multi-chain application. Again, building on top of multiple blockchains instead of just one, I think is pretty unique. I think it's pretty interesting, and just kind of avoids that sort of being stuck on only just one blockchain, arguably, I would say, when it comes to building an application. Now, the Overledger OS, now that I've talked about that, right? The Overledger network is actually made up of the Overledger OS users, and on there, these Overledger OS users can share their data, their apps, their resources, and monetize them. So I think it's pretty cool. I do like the Quant network, and I think it has a pretty interesting concept, at least in my perspective. Now, if I take a look at Quant, what I also find very interesting is that the supply is actually, relatively speaking, I would arguably say kind of rare. Now, it depends though what I'm comparing it to, but I just want to give kind of a glimpse of what I mean by this. Like, for instance, Bitcoin maximum supply is 21 million, but then Quant, depending on where I take a look at it, it kind of varies, but let's say, give or take, it's usually, from what I see, around 14.5 to around 14.8. Like, that's still, let's say, right, we remove 5 million from the maximum supply of Bitcoin, that would still be over 1 million more than Quant's maximum supply. So I think that, if anything, kind of puts that into perspective. So when I take a look at Quant, I don't see why I would think it's a bad project, because I don't think it is. However, to me, my thing right now is just staying patient, holding, and just waiting. That's it. Because whenever the altcoin season, let's say if we do ever see one, a fully fledged one during this cycle, again, whenever that really wants to happen, it's going to be beyond my control. But at least what I can do is just hold, wait, and stay patient. That's it. And if I'm choosing to wait and stay patient, only choose between two options, Ethereum or Quant, I'm going to have to say Quant. This is just my mindset. I'm not telling you to do anything, but I just like it a lot better. And again, that's pretty much about it, but I'm staying patient. And feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's Winley the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.